Number 40, Mario Marcos. Number 70, McGee. Number 88, Duduka. And number 95, Felipe. Head coach of the ambush is Everton with Jamie Swanner and Mark Litton. Equipment manager is the Goose, Kyle Rudy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your St. Louis ambush, presented by Scharf Custom Homes. At this time, please rise as the colors are being presented by the St. Charles County Ambulance District Honor Guard.
Bounds with the Brazilians.
Yeah, you don't know quite what you're going to get with the Brazilians. It's big shoes to fill, losing Justin and Zach. They were the standout rookies last year, and, you know, Duduka especially, high hopes for him. But, you know,
please remain standing for our national anthem performed by
brings in a youth
United
player,
Methodist
gives
Church.
them time and
Ladies
moves
and
them on to
gentlemen,
bigger and better things. The Ambush is going to have no shortage of prospects wanting to play for this team. They've also brought in Tony Walls also. He's a proven producer at this level. He's played for Everton in Cedar Rapids. He's played with Everton in Milwaukee. You know, he's brought in Tony Walls. It's his second stint in St. Louis for Tony. You know, and we all know what we're going to get from him. He's a jack of all trades. He can play anywhere. He can play in defense. He can play in the attack. You know, and I think he's going to be a model pro for some of these young players in the team. Also, you want to think, who were the youngsters from last year? JT or Vadim Kodjakov. Are they going to come in and are they going to be the standout player, you know, replacing Zach or replacing Justin? Lucas Almeida had a very slow start to last season, but he ended it on a high, and he was one of our biggest points getters last year, for want of a better word. Lucas Almeida, always solid. You always know what you're going to get, but they moved him back into the midfield last year at the beginning of the season, and then when Antonio Manfoot left, he was able to play a bit more advanced, and the points just started racking up, the goals and the assists, and I'd like him to continue where he left off from the back end of last season.
The Ambush have a big test in their first game, playing the Milwaukee Wave, a big rival for them. What are they going to have to do tonight to get past this big squad?
Well, I mean, they're reigning champions. They've seemed to have the Ambush number for the last couple of years. But last year, especially in Milwaukee, the Ambush kept it close.
Kirkwood United Methodist Church. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing
they kept it
as the
close,
colors are being
3-1,
retired.
3-2, but then in the fourth quarter, Ian Bennett, Max Ferdinand, Robert Renault just ran rampant. They've got to try and keep it close again. The Milwaukee Wave have lost a couple of players due to injury from their first game. There's no Robert Renault tonight, but Ian Bennett is a handful. He's their standout guy. You're going to have to watch out for him, but they're going to have to respect the fact that the Milwaukee Wave are the reigning champions. But the Milwaukee Wave, they've got a target on their back now. You know, everyone's going to bring it to them this year. They're going to play with that target as reigning champions on their back.
Let's hear it for the St. Charles County Ambulance District Honor Guard
to try and have a crack at them.
And it's going to be a great game.
All right, fans, it's now time for the Alien Crew T-shirt toss.
Down to the right.
Who wants a T-shirt? Let me hear
at the Family Arena. We'll be joining you shortly up at the booth.
So what you know about sacrifice? When the lights go out, the price you pay when you're digging down.
Corey Adamson does it, and the Ambush win in overtime.
On and on, we carry on when one is not enough. We are the ones who
He shoots and scores. Vadim Kochakov, what a shot!
This is my first time watching him. But Duduka is coming from the futsal arena down in Brazil, and this is slightly different. And we've known, watching the McGee's and the Mario Marcos and the Paulos, it takes them a couple of games to get used to the boards and the glass and the pace of this game. But I think it'll help Duduka coming in and already having a Portuguese-speaking core with the ambush. But I mean, they're being thrown right into the deep end tonight, playing against the reigning champion Milwaukee Wave. The Milwaukee Wave have had the ambush's number now for quite a time. The ambush, they've got close to beating the Wave a couple of times, but the Wave is the type of team they can grind out a win by a goal or two, or they can smoke a team. You don't know what you're going to get, but hope springs eternal. It's a new season. Let's see what the ambush can bring to the table this year. Every year that Everton's been a coach, they've got progressively better. His first season they went 1-19. It should have been a lot better than that. They lost a lot of games by 1 goal. The season after that they won 3 games, and last year was a standout season. They won 10 games. They had a chance of the playoffs going in the last game of the season, which is I think where they wanted to be. They ultimately lost out to the KC Comets. But this year, let's see what they can do.
As we are underway, it's the Wave trying to pressure in front. A good play to knock it away from the always dangerous Ian Bennett. Now goes down into the offensive end for the ambush. St. Louis pressuring, but that's Rafael Diaz in for Josh Lemos, who was out with a lower body injury. Diaz played a couple games against the ambush last season, so he is pretty familiar. Matt, one thing that's going to be interesting to see, especially early in the season, is how the ambush respond early. They've let up a lot of early goals last season, and they're going to need to kind of keep it even keel.
I think one thing the last couple of years that the ambush have learned is that they can run with these teams now. They don't have to lose their heads, lose their morale when they go down by 1 goal. They know they can run with these teams. I think, especially in Everton's first year, they'd lose by a goal, and their heads had dropped, their morale would go, and last year that didn't happen, and this year same again. They know if they go down early by a goal, they can bring it back, they can get it back.
Because now it's always dangerous. Paulo with it at the yellow line, waiting back and forth with fellow countryman Pepe, and Paulo's going to send it forward, trying to give Duduka his first taste of the MASL, and a good header, trying to jump over Viega.
He is a big boy, isn't he, number 88, Duduka Carvalho.
Notice the Hulk amongst his fellow teammates. His pressure on the ambush, trying to get in front. Dos Santos over to Duduka. That goes off the boards, rebounded by St. Louis.
Douglas Dos Santos 1 step back. That was a big chance. He had a lot of time there in the middle, and he kind of shanked his shot, sliced it off to the right.
Ambush making some changes. Out fresh comes McGee. Down to Duduka, dropped off to Felipe, and a good shot, and McGee got a piece of it, keeping it in the box. Pressured are the Wave. Alex Bradley can't get it out. Pepe tried to step forward, instead drop back to Marcos.
You know, we talk a lot about the loss of Stints and the loss of Rega, but I think flying under the radar is Robert Acosta leaving, going down to Florida. He was a big part of the defense, and there was a reason why the ambush were able to keep a lot of games close last year, and it was Robert Acosta in defense, it was Axel Duarte, it was Douglas Dos Santos. They led the league for a long time in block shots. They were putting their bodies on the line for the team, and I think Duarte and Douglas Dos Santos, they're going to have to come up big again this year.
It's the Wave trying to get some set up now at midfield. Santos right up the gut, able to find Grable, but he gets it stolen away from him from Marcos. Marcos able to loses it briefly. But now here comes the ambush. It's Mario Marcos. Passes off the boards. JT fighting with it against the boards against Wiedbach. Now taking it is Marcos, a shot in front. JT almost got the rebound, but good job by Diaz to knock that out. Down to Diaz, and then 2 men go down. That was Marcos. As he's going to get the call for the foul as he took down Liete.
Big season for JT. This is the first season he started the first game. You know, we've seen flashes. I think Mark Litton said pre-game that we've seen flashes from JT of what he can do. His hold-up play is excellent. A little bit more clinical in front of goal, and he really can start to be a standout player in this league for me. His hold-up play is excellent. You know, he gets battered in the corners, but he always comes away with the ball. He manages to get a free kick or a kick in, or manages to find another player. It's just his finishing needs to be a little bit more clinical, and he can really start racking up Ian Bennett type numbers for me.
Great steal there. Bouchard gives it to the outside, Mario Marcos. Nice spinorama move, and almost lost it to Bradley. Good heads-up play, gets it back to Bouchard. Down the boards now, McGee. Right back to Bouchard. And Dos Santos, who led the team in block shots last year, it's handed off to McGee, now down to St. Louis. Stefan St. Louis holds on to it. Drop for Tony Walls, he takes a shot and it was blocked in front.
You always can find Tony Walls on the field with his short socks. That's how I know where Tony is.
And he just kind of snuck in there too. He just kind of sat back. No one really knew where he was, it seemed, on the wave. And he got that ball. Down in the corner, St. Louis. Able to fight out to Felipe. Felipe tried to send it high off the glass, but it goes into the netting, so it's going to be wave ball.
Good first 5 minutes here for the ambush. They're taking a few shots. They're trying to find the range. Dictated play a little bit, but you know, the Milwaukee Wave are the Milwaukee Wave. They're champions for a reason. And it's their first game too. They're testing the waters.
First game since winning the championship against Monterey last year.
And they really were the standout team last year for me. You know, there was San Diego. I was surprised that San Diego didn't win the championship, but out of our division, Milwaukee were a cut above.
St. Louis wants the call there. He was taken down, won't get it. Almost stealing away from Vandegrift, and St. Louis challenges him, and that 50-50 ball gets sent up into the air, and they're going to call that out on St. Louis. So the St. Louis and Chad Vandegrift will start it, and just immediately head off on off the field. Now Chamali, Santos. So they threw it to the far side for Herrera. Now back to this side, Grable being pressured by Almeida. Almeida stepping forward with it. Now, pressuring was Bouchard, or Babia, rather.
This is what Milwaukee do very well. They did it all last year. They'll pass it around the back. They'll make you run. They'll look for openings. They're very patient, a very patient team.
They try to find that opening to Bradley, but it's going to be stolen by Duduka. Works up the boards of McGee, and it's going to go back for Paula, who does a very smart job, kind of cradles it and allows it to go into the box where he can grab it. Hand it off to the Santos, and now the ambush pressuring Lucas Almeida. Pulls up right in the corner. Nice cross-field pass. Able to find Axel Duarte, now trying to go down low for Duduka. And then Alex Bradley with it. Unable to take it away from Duduka. Duduka waits, tries to get it to Duarte, and he goes down. That's going to be a foul on the wave. And getting called for that's going to be Chamali.
That was on number 23, Daniel Shally.
Axel would have been off to the races there if he'd have got away too. I mean, he had a bit of 5-6 feet of space in front of him. He was going to wind up for a shot. Bobadilla at the top of the D, but leaves it for Almeida.
Oh, rebound, good chance in front. A couple good rebounds, but somehow Diaz keeps it out. And now Ian Bennett hard off the boards.
Just a little lack of confidence there is seen by Diaz.
That was just mayhem in front. But for some reason the ambush just couldn't seem to knock that in.
But these are the opportunities the ambush are going to have to capitalize on if they want a chance to win this game. Again, it goes back to my point, you know, just a little bit clinical, a little bit more clinical in front of goal.
Wave tried to pass it forward. A good steal by the ambushes. Now the veteran Corey Adamson, able to free it to Felipe, who sends it all the way cross field. Now Ian Bennett waits with it, and Liete, the ambush doing a good job of not allowing the Wave to get in deep. So far in this game is out to 2-on-1 push forward. That's Almeida. He has Pepe, shot by Corey Adamson. A good diving save by Rafa Diaz. Felipe knocks it high in the air. Challenging for and getting the header was Adamson. Goes to this near side.
I'm never going to criticize Corey there for taking the shot. Pepe, I think, was in a better position, but as long as you get a shot away and make the goalie make a save, I'm cool with that decision.
Let's go, Ambush.
The Ambush were able to get that rebound too, as Pepe looking to go off of the field, able to do so as Walls hands it back to McGee. Now Felipe. Nice pass up to Puchar. Puchar trying to challenge into the corner. He meets two Wave there. Still trying to poke it away. No, Felipe against the boards, knocks out a Wave player, but here comes Ian Bennett with a lot of speed. Bennett pulls up, trying to get away from the big McGee, and McGee's going to knock him down. And that will be the Waves' free ball.
There was nothing really on there for Ian. He was being closed down, and the support cast from the Wave was a little bit slow. And Ian Bennett was very smart professionally there and managed to get himself a free kick.
They start by getting it back to Dennison. Oliveira keeping it down low. Alex Bradley. Hard off the boards for Oliveira. And Herrera. Pressure by Puchar. Knocked it away briefly, but Grable was there to retrieve it. St. Louis pressuring as the Wave had 4 men across near midfield. Only man down low is Bradley, and now Oliveira, who they send it down to. At the yellow line, pulls around Dos Santos. Still can't find anything. The Ambush are just closing it out below the yellow line. And they'll have to fall back and make some changes. Tony Walls pressures it, goes back to Rafa. Rafa, a long shot, and that was Paulo had to dive for it. Now Bradley up against the boards. Does it bounce over Paulo? Now having to dive for it. Kicks it forward. Vandegrift there. And then taken over once again by the Wave.
And just like Rafa Diaz at one end, a little bit of a lack of certainty from Paulo at the other. You know, I think the goalkeepers need one good save in the first quarter just to get their nerves out the way. Like, okay, the season started now.
Wave only have one registered shot so far. That was cutting through the middle. Liete, nice pass over to Alex Bradley, the Englishman. Drops it back to Vandegrift out of Chaminade High School here in St. Louis. Bradley high up in the air. Ferdinand able to bounce off his body, but goes right to St. Louis. Puchar, nice touch off to Duduka. Duduka with some speed takes a shot that goes hard off of Vandegrift's leg and far into the crowd.
Bobadilla was a free on his left as well. I mean, Duduka seems to, he wants that first goal, he wants that monkey off his back. But
the Divorce and Family Court, one saying, if you will, that you often want to keep in mind is think twice before killing the golden goose. Oftentimes, in a divorce or family law matters, one of the parties makes substantially more income than the other party, and so parties then, relative to child custody, child support, other issues, they get tempted to sling mud at the other party in the family court. The reality is this could really cause an economic detriment to the whole family, particularly high-profile individuals. So for parties who are tempted to kill the golden goose, think twice before doing it.
It's the Ambush that's had the majority of the shots. You've got to make these opportunities pay. You feel that the longer it goes 0-0 without the Ambush capitalising on one of these opportunities, that the Wave are going to make them pay in the future.
Of course, Ambush doing very well defensively. Only one registered shot so far for the Wave. They seem to keep it a very tight box, and the Wave really can't just seem to get past that yellow line all that much. And if so, they're going right back the other way.
But as again, the Wave are going to be patient. They don't mind that. The longer they've got the ball, knocking it around the bag, knocking it around side to side, you know, you've got the Pouchards, the JTs, the St. Louis, they're wasting energy trying to get that ball back. And they'll be happy to let the ambush run about and chase that ball. But again, I think the ambush will be happy with the way the first 16 minutes has gone.
The ambush have already broken their huddle, and the Wave just do the same, as it's going to be ambush ball on the near side right by the yellow line. Felipe to start with it. ZZ's going to have Almeida, Mario Marcos, McGee, Lucas Almeida, and JT.
For the blackout t-shirts, you can pick those up before the end of the first quarter. That is a concession stand outside of section 108. Again, if you have vouchers for the t-shirts, please pick those up immediately.
Good play by McGee on the loose ball, touches it to Marcos. Marcos in the corner, unable to get around Stuart Grable. That stays in possession of the ambush. In front to JT, tried to bounce off the boards.
He nearly picked Diaz's pocket there as well, JT.
Diaz made a great play, kind of put his right arm right out there, avoided it from going in front with nobody there. Marcos cut into the middle, takes a shot off the boards. JT was looking for the rebound, but the Wave will just slow it down with Rafa Diaz.
Another one we didn't mention with regards to defense was McGee. You know, the other guys had a lot more blocked shots last year, but McGee chipped in with 10 goals. You know, for a defenseman, that's what you want. You want your main goal scorers to get the bulk of your goals, but you always need those secondary goal scorers to chip in with 5, 6, 7 a season. It's those secondary goals that really do start adding up and making the difference in the overall scores.
He does a great job of really disguising a shot from behind. You got a lot of people in front of you. He knows he uses that to his advantage.
But that's just it. I mean, he got to a point last year where Stinson and Reggett and JT and St. Louis, they were the known quantities. You know, the defense were prepared for those type of plays. They weren't prepared for McGee to step up from outside the box and leather one in either. He was the surprise package towards the end of the season.
Waver pressuring briefly in the corner, had to send it back out to midfield as they're going to make some changes. As Dennison will come out for Ferdinand, took a shot, didn't get all of that though, as it was stolen by Walls. Now Marcos with Walls gaining a lot of speed. St. Louis, nice touch around Ferdinand. Now to McGee. Both teams looking for their first goals of the season. As it's Pepe, down low St. Louis. Spins around off the boards, got it briefly, now Pepe shot, a big save by Rafa Diaz.
Good save, point blank save from Rafa Diaz. I mean, Pepe did all he could with it, but that's instinctive goalkeeping. He just knew where to be. You know, he just get his body in the way of that and he'll be able to make the save.
Nice outlet pass by Oliveira to Liete. Liete for Oliveira. Down low, Alex Bradley. Bradley out front and right back to Bradley as Paulo didn't know what it was. But St. Louis is able to steal, holding possession in his own end. And a good job changing direction, send it to the far side. And Duduka came out as Paulo's looking for him. A toe from Paulo just barely goes out of play.
If it is and
you saw Duduka there calling for it. Duduka knew that if he could get the ball down towards that corner, he was on his own.
Duduka, obviously in his first season of the MASL, coming from futsal. That is where a lot of Everton has been grabbing his youth from.
And it's been working, as we say. The team has got progressively better every season. You know, and I think you look at McGee, you look at Mario Marcos. These players have come in and they've found their feet in this league and they've made this team better for it.
And the Ambush have one more, Otamiya, who will be joining the team hopefully in early December. He's currently finishing up his season of futsal down in Brazil in the final season tournament. We wish the best of luck to him. Of course, that'd be a nice little morale booster before making your way over to the States. Felipe pressured by 3 Wave, and McGee's just going to change direction. Wide open is Pepe, and he has a lot of field to work with. Trying to send it all the way to Tony Walls, but it's going to go right on net for Rafa Diaz, and that is the end of the first quarter.
Really good 15 minutes of play there from both teams. I have to be honest and knock on wood, I don't
We're GAF.
here, but
we make
the
roofing that protects against rain and shine.
I've seen in the last 3 years.
We protect hometowns
keep it close.
and downtowns.
It just concerned me that the Ambush had the
We
majority of
protect
opportunities
Sunday
and
mornings and Sunday afternoons.
Still, 0-0, 15
We're
minutes
a
on
roof
play
that
ball.
saves energy
Bring on the rest of the
and
first
a
half.
roof that
One
makes
thing the Ambush
energy.
seem to be doing really well is keeping
We're
Max
the
Ferdinand
people behind
and
the product.
Ian Bennett at bay. They have guys on
the
them all the time.
ones
They've
on
not
top
been
of it.
able to do anything
We
so far this
protect
first
what
quarter.
Really
matters
do need to
most.
knock on wood. It's back
We're
and bite us.
GAF.
Ian Bennett can score at will, it seemed, last year, and he just needs half a yard of space. He can ferry one past Paolo. He's that kind of player. I love watching Ian Bennett play. Max Ferdinand too. I mean, he was that quartet last year of Robert Renault, Ian Bennett, Max Ferdinand, and Andre Hayne. They were fearsome, and maybe Ian Bennett's feeling a little lost without his cohorts in Andre Hayne and Robert Renault. But it won't. He knows where the goal is. He knows what to do. I wish he played in teal, but he's in yellow tonight, and. But it is just a joy to watch him play sometimes. But you know, that's what we want from Duduka. I mean, Bennett's a big boy, strong boy, knows where the goal is, and that's what we're looking for from our guys. And it goes back to what I was saying about JT. Everything about JT's indoor game is strong. If he can start burying the ball, then he can start putting up those kind of numbers too.
We're new to the area, and my family's looking for a dentist.
For over 50 years, the Nicolet family has provided quality, affordable dentistry across St. Louis. We offer a $49 new patient special, including exam, routine cleaning, and bite wing x-rays. Imagine your new smile today at Nicolet Dental.
But yeah, a good first 15 minutes from Ambush, and I think they'll be happy with it. I think Everton will be happy with it. They kept it tight at the back. They were making opportunities just going forward. A little of the shots were a little skyward. A couple of slices off to the side. But you get the feel that if they can score one, then they'll be like, okay, we score one, we can score one, score two, score three, score four, and see what happens from there. But you also know that the Wave will be feeling the same as well. You know, they've got to be thinking, hey, we get one, we get two, we get three. But I think going back to your earlier point, Patrick, especially in the first year we were here 3 years ago, which was Everton's first year. As soon as the Ambush conceded, their heads would drop, their morale would go, and the other team would have a field day. Last year that didn't happen. The Ambush would go down by one, and they knew they could still run with the opposition. It'd be interesting to find out if that mentality is still with this team.
Seems one person that's made his presence known early too is Tony Walls, just all over the field so far for the Ambush.
I like Tony. I've got a lot of time for Tony. I follow him on Twitter. I've known him since he was the captain of the Rochester Rhinos in USL. He played with St. Louis FC for 2 years. Kind of plays, I think, I'm not going to say he plays with a chip on his shoulder, but he's very opinionated, and he's a leader. He's a leader on the field. He expects excellence. He'll hold other players accountable. He expects the best, and he expects the best not only from himself but from his teamates. And he's a winner. He's a committed winner.
One thing Matt Litton did say to us before the game was that he's a consummate professional, first of all, and you said he leads, but he leads by example. He'll go and tell guys, you need to do this, you need to do this, but just mainly by his presence. Guys understand that, he's put in that much work, I need to put in that much work or more if I'm going to stay in this league. As long as Tony Walls has stayed, not only in this league, but in professional soccer in general.
Yeah, and he's a consummate journeyman pro. He will be able to show the younger players. He will be able to show the young players in this team what it takes and the dedication it needs to be a professional soccer player. And I think that we have a lot of youth players in this team, You look at someone like Mike Sharp. He wants to use this as a springboard for the outdoor game. Tony will be able to show him what it takes to use this as a springboard and how to treat his body and what he needs to do to make it in all aspects of the professional soccer in the USA.
And we're going to start with it after a foul from the Wave. As Lucas Almeida off the boards. Good bounce. Find Duarte. Now McGee, a shot bounces up in the air and a one-handed grab by Rafa.
Kind of got lucky there, Rafa. He kind of just landed on his lap there.
Rafa pressured by two ambush. Adamson in deep. Their pressure in Liete, and it's stolen by Felipe off the boards. Almeida down low. Corey Adamson. Adamson looking in front. A shot by Rafa. Now Felipe heads it down out of that air. Still a bouncing ball. Felipe looking for it. Able to knock down a Wave player, but that's going to be a foul.
Felipe feels aggrieved there. He got the ball. He also got the man though, and that's what the referee saw. But those opportunities there came from a really good press from the ambush. They pressed hard. They forced an error, and they nearly got something out of it. But here comes Chad Vandergriff.
A good block as it looks like Almeida got that piece of it. Alex Bradley is calling for a hand pass, or Dennison rather is calling for a hand pass, but not going to get it as the Wave still pressure though. Now it goes off of Pereira's hand, no call.
Good tackle by Corey.
And it's taken by JT. JT neck and neck with Weidbach.
Really, again, that's just what I was saying about JT. He was on his own down here. Nothing was on. He was able to keep the ball. He turned. He was pressured by two Wave defenders. He came away with the ball, was able to keep the possession. That aspect of his play is really good. But here's St. Louis with the opportunity. Just couldn't make it. Just couldn't turn with the ball.
Now taking over with it is Chad Vandergriff of the Wave to Max Ferdinand. Ferdinand right down the middle. Knockdown. No calling. Here come the ambush. 2-on-2. Could have a third as St. Louis trails them. Pass up to Walls. Walls in the corner. Good shot and a better save by Diaz.
I'll tell you what, if the ambush had scored there, the Milwaukee Wave would have felt aggrieved by that push by St. Louis. I think they may have had a case. Good shot by Tony Walls. He can't worry about whether there was a call or not. Good shot. Better save by Diaz.
Pepe down to Duduka. Duduka trying to use that size to get around Vandergriff. Vandergriff got the better of him though. And over to the far side for Weidbach. Steals it. And loses it to McGee. Felipe. Crossfield pass and a shot taken. And Bubba Dia had all the time in the world, but just sent that a bit too high.
Again, these opportunities, I'm afraid that they're going to come back and hold the ambush. High, wide, and hands. We had plenty of time there, Diego, to settle the ball down and pick his spot, but he kind of snapped at it. And I think that's first game nerves, I think. You know, when he's found his feet, when he's settled into the team, he'll take that down and make a better decision.
Foul against the Wave.
Wave are going to be called on a foul as they're going back and forth. Duarte and Duduka. They're going back and forth with Chamali. And Chamali got the call.
But the longer the ambush keep going forward like that, the Wave are going to realize they're in a bit of a game. It's not going to be like seasons past.
Felipe just sends up ball way into the crowd, into the ownership box.
You know, and it makes you wonder if the Wave have got a gear they can go up and counter these ambush attacks. In the past, they have had a gear that can go up 2 gears sometimes.
Now it's Stuart Grable, pressured by JT. Good push off by JT, but Chamali has it now. Santos with 2 around him. Slows it back to Rafa. And Santos again just seemed to get past Puchar and JT. Now they do. As Grable sends it down low for Alex Bradley, trying to send off the boards. It goes high in the air and over the netting. There'll be ambush ball on their own end.
I tell you what, there's one thing I do want to thank the Milwaukee Wave for, and is having that yellow on black color scheme makes their names real easy to read on the field.
Just pops.
Just perfect. Thank you, Milwaukee.
The Ambush also debuting new jerseys.
I like them. I've got to be honest, I like the away one.
I like that you and both got your jersey before the game. You decided to get the home or the away one, and Ewan goes with the home one. You guys mixed it up. The great pass into Felipe. He shoots and scores. Felipe, the first goal of the year off a beautiful pass from St. Louis.
Just what the Ambush needed. Get the monkey off the back. Get the monkey off the back. And now they know they can score one. Let's go and get two.
As Felipe had 5 goals last season, and he gets the first one in, a big one.
Sharp finish. Down the right, picked the bottom corner. Diaz not really with much chance. He tried to cut the angle down, but left too much of that far corner open for Felipe, and he just slotted the ball in there.
It's going to be very interesting now to see the response from the Wave. 9.5 minutes left in this first half as they find themselves down by 1.
I would say it's more important to see how the Ambush react. 9 minutes to go to halftime. The Milwaukee, I suspect, they're gonna bring it now. Now they know they're in a game.
Almeida almost was able to grab that, bounces over, no problem though, as the Ambush will get the free kick right in front of their own bench. McGee pulls back a bit. Wade and then able to get over to Paula. Now down to Duduka. Duduka just pushes off of Vandergrift, no problem whatsoever. Back of the Ambush defense. Duduka.
He is a tank.
And you see Vandergrift trying to push him. He's not moving an inch. No. Not 1 inch.
210 pounds, 6 foot. Makes me think I could play in this league still.
Well, I'm an opposing team. I'm definitely worried about this Ambush front. You got JT, you got St. Louis, and now you've got Duduka. 3 big guys up front that can make plays happen as Walls, a nice header off the glass, goes to Felipe, now in front. Duduka was looking for his first of the MASL career, but it went just past him.
Well, the thing is with Duduka, he's an unknown quantity right now. Other teams don't know much about him. They can't, watch video on him. There's not much scouting report. They don't know how he plays. They don't know if he's left or right-footed. They don't know if he likes the ball off to the chest or to the feet or up to his head. He's an unknown quantity. And Zach Reggett was like that last year. He caught a lot of teams by surprise. Almeida with the shot there. It's not only going to take Duduka 3-4 games to get into the league, but it's also going to take other teams 3, 4, 5, 6 games to get used to him, to find out how to play against him.
Looking at him not only down on field side, but now he doesn't have the build of a soccer player. He really has a rugby kind of build to him. Just a very strong up top and just solid altogether.
I used to play rugby.
You did used to play rugby. That's why I wanted to bring it up.
Not many rugby players in Brazil, though, I don't think. But there's a At the end of the day, we talk about the differences between the outdoor game, the indoor game, the futsal game. At the end of the day, football's football. Put the ball in the net. And as soon as Duduka can do that, he'll know he can play in this league.
And how are you so far feeling about the Wave? Their pushback in these 2 minutes since that goal and their entire second quarter as well. If you notice any changes from that first quarter.
I don't think they're panicking yet. I mean, I guess if we were in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes to go and they're behind, they're starting to get worried. But they've been here before. They know that this game's not over. They know that they've got the tools on the field to score past Paolo. Again, it's still the first half. I don't think they're too worried. Now, if the Ambush get a second, then they're like, whoa, we're in a game here. But I'm not sure that they're quite hitting the panic buttons yet. But this isn't the Ambush of old. This isn't the Ambush of 3 years ago where the Milwaukee Wave could put 5, 6, 7 goals on the Ambush in a stretch. Again, I'll knock on some wood. I hope that doesn't happen. But the Wave know how to win games, and that they'll have been here before. But this is new tech. This is what I was saying though. The Ambush, I want to see how they react. They've not had many leads against the Wave. I want to see what they do with the lead. Do they try and sit back and nurse this lead into halftime, or do they try and step on the throat?
Ferdinand steals it right from Almeida, and Santos open in his own end, and a dangerous pass, able to find Chamali briefly, and then back to Liete.
Nice turn by Liete. But the Ambush doing a great job of pressing, making turnovers happen. Adamson now weaker shot. He would like to have got more of that.
Chamali for Alex Bradley, who just came on the field. Wide open is Santos. He's met up right there by Puchar. And Santos again, good cut to the middle, then Puchar comes out of nowhere, steals that right out from under him. Here comes St. Louis with a lot of speed. He's knocked down, no call, as the fans want one. Ambush able to take it right back away to Adamson. Going into the boards against Liete. Down goes Corey Adamson. He's grabbing his arm, and he seems to be in a good amount of pain, as that is going to be a foul on the Milwaukee Wave.
St. Louis is still upset about the officials for the first call. I think the officials got it right. I think Stefan St. Louis, his speed caused him to get off balance. There was a slight contact, but I don't think it was a foul. But I think that the pure speed that St. Louis was carrying at the moment caused him to go down. He won't thank me for saying that, but I don't think it was a foul.
It was a great chance, a great play by him just to cut to the middle and
he was on his own.
His two defenders.
He was on his own. He had to beat two defenders to have a look on goal, and he knew it though. He was going for it.
So Adamson going to step off the field. Appears okay. So he stays on the bench. He's taking some deep breaths. I
think he got winded, yeah.
Oh yeah. It'll be good to come right back up shortly as St. Louis. Good steal to get it away, and then a beautiful touch to Duarte. Now Puchar under a lot of pressure. Able to hold on to it into the corner. Viega takes him down and taken away by Milwaukee. As now here comes Ian Bennett. Was second in goals in the MASL last year as Bennett goes to the outside. Good push by Dos Santos. Taps him right off the ball. Still pressuring is the Wave. A long shot by Bennett. Kept it on the ground and a relatively easy save for Paulo.
Been impressed with Puchar so far. You know, the Ecuadorian's coming to this team and, you know, he's showing some real nifty feet. Doesn't look out of place at all.
Pepe going to hold on to it as the Ambush makes some changes. Out comes Felipe, who had the first goal for the Ambush. Only goal so far tonight in this matchup. Paul, long shot, able to find JT. Good settle by JT. Tried to send it off the boards, but Vandergriff was there to block it. And a nice head fake by Pereira. He's chugging down in a good save by Paulo. He quickly turns that back the other way for the Ambush. Tony Walls with it.
Good work by Tony there too. He knew there wasn't much on, but he just settled the ball down, put his foot on the ball, slowed the game down. You know, possession was more important than trying to go forward and losing the ball down down the field.
Duduka pressure and just takes down Vandegrift with his shot by Felipe, looking for a second, just missed the top corner.
And he didn't miss by much. He had a right rip on that. And it was just kind of, it looked like he was going in the beginning, just started curling away at the last second.
Paulo to Duduka. Good plays. Vandegrift got hit in the face. He wants a call. He's not going to get it as it's back for McGee. And now Felipe. Off the boards, Duduka sends into the corner. Vandegrift is two big men go into the corner, but Felipe comes away with it. Able to get it for McGee. McGee's just going to hold for a second. Ambush makes some changes as out comes Douglas Dos Santos. Long shot to St. Louis. St. Louis in the corner, looking out in front. Dos Santos is there. Begin there first was Max Ferdinand. And now here comes Wiedebach. He had to pull up as the ambush started pressuring all around, and it was Bobadilla. Now the wave will change with under 3 to play in this first half. The ambush goal from Felipe from St. Louis. There's Oliveira trying to send it towards the middle, and he was touched, I believe, by Duarte, and that's going to be a foul on the ambush.
Yeah, you mentioned before the threesome up front for the ambush there, JT, Duduka, and St. Louis. You know, Chad Vandegrift got his hands full tonight. Yeah, we know Chad very well, an ambush alum, but he has his hands full tonight.
Liete waits, great patience rather as he got to Bradley, but a better save by Paulo. Got his hands out in front of him. A long heave out to Almeida. Almeida, beautiful cut to the middle, and the shot right on. Easy save for Rafa. Throws it immediately to Ferdinand. Ferdinand pressured by Almeida. Almeida all over him, and a great steal by Lucas. Taunts Ferdinand a little.
You can see the adrenaline pumping in Almeida after he stole that ball there.
Very clever little steal by him as Liete sends it down the middle. Step up by Dos Santos. Takes it. Now here's JT. JT with Almeida, and JT will just throw it towards the net.
I mean, Almeida was supporting him there, but Almeida was kind of covered, so JT didn't have much on. He tried a shot from distance. Didn't get a lot on it. It made it an easy save for Diaz.
And being taken down there was Mikey Herrera.
And Marcos was right with the foul. I mean, Marcos knew he was beaten and he had to do something. Big minute and 46 here for the ambush. I mean, what a tonic it would be to get into the dressing room at halftime with a 1-0 lead.
And a shot taken by the wave immediately bounces off of McGee and goes right back out. So
McGee knew that was a big blow. He was pumped.
The wave just chipping it back and forth. Liete trying to work it down low. Ian Bennett met at the boards by Douglas Dos Santos, and the ambush will take over. Duarte, nice little touch through the middle to Marcos, and then trying to lead it for JT was Dos Santos. That's going to be a foul on the wave, so the ambush get the ball regardless.
The players that were new to this team the last 2 years, the Marcoses, the McGees, the Felipes, the Douglas Dos Santoses, they're slowly becoming veterans of this team, leaders of this team. I feel like there's a sense of maturity about them now. I mean, I know it's silly. We've only played 29 minutes of the season. Same with Paulo. There seems to be a little bit more maturity about this team from seasons past.
You say maybe too early 29 minutes in, but McGee really seemed to make his presence known last year in his first game. He immediately became a big part of the ambush, and for the entire year as well, as we've talked about before.
Duarte's here. He made the foul on Shamal. Exactly right. I mean, I do think it takes. I know what it's like to move to a new country, Patrick. It's difficult, and I was lucky. I even spoke the language, but it's hard coming here and not knowing anyone, not going to high school in St. Louis. It's that old joke where you went to high school, but you didn't go to college here. You don't have a social circle. It's hard moving country, and I think it's taken these guys a while. Everything
it's
away
time to
from the
rethink
field.
fitness.
You get a driver's
We pioneered
license,
the
find out
fitness
where you like
industry.
to eat.
Now
Going to
we're
a
redefining
restaurant,
it.
just feeling
the power
comfortable
of
driving
service
down the road and knowing
and
where you're going.
personalization.
And I feel that's part of the maturity
Power
as
of
well. It's
community
not just
and
playing
innovation.
the game, but it's everything that
Above all,
that
the
around
power of
the
promise.
being part
We
of
have
the
more
club.
than 50
And I
years
do
of
feel
experience
the guys
power
that were
yours.
new 2 years ago
Gold's Gym.
now are
Experience
consummate
change.
St. Louis Ambush players.
One thing we talked about before with both coaches beforehand was Duduka seemed already just here a week and a half in the States, a week and a half, has already seemed to make a very nice transition over. First of all, the language barriers, you stated, a big hurdle for him to overcome. He already came here knowing a good amount of English, he said. And that obviously helps a ton.
His scoring goals for him will make life a lot easier. You can speak Mandarin if you're scoring goals. I do think having a Portuguese-speaking core who know how to tell him how to go to Chipotle, you know what to order. I think that will be just what he needs. But I think players come to the Ambush with big expectations of scoring goals, and when it doesn't happen, they kind of get down on themselves. I look at Antonio Manfort last year. We had massive hopes for him, and it just didn't quite work out. And he's gone to Florida now, and he's scoring for fun. But you know, you want these players to come here and be a right fit.
Duduka was looking for his first in front. Unfortunately, time ran out on the first half as the Ambush lead the Milwaukee Wave 1-0, quite a half from the Ambush. It's going to be interesting how they respond.
He takes a shot. He shoots. He scores! Lucas Almeida, are you kidding me?
Today I'm here to talk about our friends at Stengel Law Firm. If you or anyone you know is facing a divorce or in need of compassionate family law representation, the team of attorneys at Stengel Law Firm can help. Stengel Law Firm has been a proud supporter of Ambush Soccer since 2016 and is here to help you rebuild your life.
The Ambush can't worry about that. They don't care that Robert Reynolds on the field. All they care about is that the score is 1-0 and then they're leading this game. Kind of uncharted territory for the Ambush. But, you know, if you'd have told Everton that it'd be 1-0 at half-time in his favour, he'd have snapped your arm off.
And a great half it has been between these two division rivals. We'll be right back with the second half. You're listening to you're watching the MASL.
these Red Devils at? Hello, Ambush fans. This is Chef Larry G., owner of Championship Catering. We serve the most amazing food for your wedding, corporate event, or just about any occasion. We are recognized as one of St. Louis's top caterers by Small Business Monthly. Check us out online at championshipcatering.com or call me, Chef Larry G., at 314-606-9520. And let's plan your party.
Broken bone? Ankle sprain? Muscle strain? Fix it fast, fix it right. At Orthopedics Now. Signature Orthopedics After Hours Walk-In Clinic. At 2 convenient locations in South County and West County. Visit afterhoursortho.com.
And welcome back in for the second half of play between the St. Louis Ambush and the Milwaukee Wave as the Ambush lead the Wave 1-0 after the first half. Patrick Kelly and Matt Bird with you in the booth. Matt, a great first half by the Ambush, but they got to keep this going as this is somewhere where the Wave know they have to win this game, and they know, as you said several times so far, they know how to get a win.
Yeah, the Milwaukee Wave are a very patient team, as I've said. They'll feel a team out, they'll look for weaknesses, they'll try and expose that going forward. I think we may see a different second half from the Wave than we saw from the first half, but for Everton and the Ambush, they can't be happier. Honestly, if you'd have said to them, you'll be 1-0 up at half-time, they'd have snapped your hands off. Because it's not often that the Ambush have led against the Milwaukee Wave in the last 6 years. They have to try and step on the throat, though. They can't be comfortable with just a 1-goal lead, especially when Ian Bennett's on the field, when Max Fairbairn's on the field. They know the job is only half done.
Sorry, Matt, we have some new additions up in the broadcast booth right next to us, along with you, your personal cheerleader, and we got a Spanish broadcast team now to join the Ambush. Very exciting.
Well, Leader Sports, I've known them for the last 2 years. They've also covered our local outdoor team in USL, so I've got to know their guy, Santiago Beltran, quite well. They're soccer through and through. They know their onions, those boys. And I wish I could speak Spanish because I'd listen to them.
It sounds just so much more exciting, and I don't know what it is, just on a Spanish broadcast. They just add something to it.
They get very animated, don't they?
I love it. You got to love it. Nothing but passion for this game.
But you know that the whole, when they score and they do that elongated goal, it all started because one commentator was looking for the goal scorer in his notes, and he just kept saying goal until he found the name and the number. But that's where it all stems from, apparently.
There was a time last year when we played Monterrey, and they brought their Spanish broadcast team up here as well, and I had finished my goal call, and then I was still hearing just, oh.
But I can't do it. It doesn't sound right coming from an English guy. You've got to be Spanish.
It's a Wave foul on the Ambush.
Pichard took a tumble there. I've been really impressed with him. I've got to be honest, don't know much about Jonathan Pichard. But obviously another one of Everton's signings, and seems to have settled down really well. Quick feet, tidy skills.
Paul's just going to let that bounce to him. For Dos Santos as the Wave pressuring a little bit more, trying to send it up to Duduka. Now Tony Wall stepping in. Good play by Tony. Trying to get to Duduka, but just got past him, able to find Viega. He takes possession over for the Wave. Duduka pressuring hard. Chamali working through, able to get to Liete. Liete calls his team up as he's at midfield, and will drop it back for Dennison. Trying to cut through the middle was Chamali. Lost it briefly, but now Dennison picks it right back up.
And we're going to see a lot of this, I think, in the first 10 minutes of this second half. You're going to see the Milwaukee Wave feeling out the Ambush again, looking for a weakness, looking to expose something. Patience is a key with them.
Chad Vandegrift. Nice little give and go. And now here come the Wave in deep. Instead, pulled back out as Babadia pressuring. Now Dos Santos able to push it forward, but it's just going back and forth between the two teams, and now the Wave having to chase the ball all the way back in their own end. A little bit of miscommunication as they're making their line changes. They're able to get it for Herrera. Mikey Herrera for Chamali. Chamali can't get around JT as JT took him down, and that's going to be a foul on him.
A consummate attacker trying to be a defender there.
Ian Bennett back on the field, trying to get around Babadia. Unable to do so, and here he comes. The pull up around Bennett, ambush changing, have to watch out though as the ball's right in front of their bench. Now McGee gave it away to Bennett, goes to Chamali, right back to Bennett, the shot, and it goes wide and Paulo dives back and grabs it off the glass.
Lucky little bounce there for Paulo. It just popped off the glass right back into his arms. But that's a warning. That's a little warning that the Milwaukee Wave are not done in this game. You don't want to give Ian Bennett the ball like that in the middle of the D.
Bennett's up top again, always dangerous as that ball's deflected off a foot. Vandergrift backing up quickly as Felipe closes in on him. And Rafa very calmly able to move it up to Ferdinand. Ferdinand forward for Liete. Marcio Liete, a long shot, he scores! Able to get it past Paulo. A beautiful shot from the corner, and we're tied at 1.
What a strike that was. Cool, calm, collected. Blasted it low past Paulo. I don't think Paulo was expecting that. Tight angle. The low shot foxed Paulo. Paulo just couldn't get down quick enough to stop it. It was the power that beat him. Just the power there. Pinpoint accuracy from Liete.
First goal of the Wave season as Liete had 9 last year for his club. Now the Embers quickly get it up to Duduka with a new game. Duduka tried to touch it to Dos Santos but lost it. So it goes back to Paulo. Paulo, a long shot up, able to get to Walls as his man falls down, settles at the shot, and that was bouncing, didn't get all of it maybe. Rafa's able to settle in his chest.
Tony Walls one start back. I think Grable did just enough to put him off there.
And we have a 5-second violation against the Wave. Restart for the Embers.
This is the first restart from the top of the bar.
Who wants to go, Sam Leary? Let me hear you.
Let's see what Everton's been working on in training.
Quickly to McGee, to Almeida, a shot, and that got deflected while Almeida gets the rebound. That was sends in the front, trying to find Duduka. Very quick play by the Ambusher, sent it back, and a quick shot got deflected. But definitely had the Wave fooled.
Definitely had me fooled. I thought they were going to take it a lot slower than that, kind of settled back, was going to talk about the options, and boom. Quick kick, and we were off.
Now we have a whistle, and Wave are not happy with the referees as we await the call. Santos is heading towards the bench.
Milwaukee's not happy about the call. I don't even know what the call is, to be honest with you. It's very ambiguous. But Paulo gets us off the mark again.
Nice play down the wall. Tried to set it in front as Duduka was waiting there. Rafa had to dive forward. Got it out of harm's way, and here come the Wave. A possible 2-on-2. Here's Herrera. Herrera got pickpocketed by Felipe from behind. Duarte tried to send that forward.
Well done from Axel Duarte to win the ball back. He was the one that lost it originally. Worked hard to get it back.
Walls pressuring Oliveira. Liete to Rafa. Rafa, a long boot. Able to find Bradley. Bradley tried to spin around, a good steal by Duarte, but he gives it right back to the Wave in their own end. So they push Rafa forward. Oliveira.
There's been a couple of spills from Diaz from shots on goal. You know, no disrespect to Diaz, but I think if Lemos was fit, Lemos would be playing.
Ambers found at 20, J.T. Thomas.
JT got the call there rather, as he was in a foot race with Oliveira. Sent him down against the boards.
JT's racked up a couple of fouls here at the start of the second half. He's going to need to start watching his foul counts.
Oliveira can't get it up the boards, and Liete will. Right back to Oliveira. Try to get down to Ferdinand. A good steal by McGee. Tried to send it towards the middle for Pepe. Intercepted once again by the Wave. Ian Bennett trying to get around Dos Santos. He sent him down to the ground, and the ref initially did not make the call. Then Ferdinand made a mark to him, and that's going to be a 2-minute call.
I don't think Douglas can argue about that. That was pretty blatant. He wrapped his arm right around Ian's waist and dragged him down. Again, the Brazilians, man, they don't know how to play rugby. That was a bad rugby tackle. Big 2 minutes here for for both teams, obviously for different reasons. But the Ambush need to kill this off.
The Wave last year were 47% on the power play. Meanwhile, they went 21 for 44 out of that. So now Ian Bennett. They will move it over to Viega for this 2-minute power play. Nice touchdown to Ian Bennett. Bennett the shot, and that's an absolute rocket. Not a chance there for Paulo as Bennett sends it top corner, and it's 2-1 for the Wave.
It's almost a carbon copy of the first goal by Liete, but Ian Bennett was all alone there. The man advantage paid dividends there for Ian Bennett. He had all the time in the world. Still a tight angle, still a lot to do. But again, Paulo beaten by power. But instead of the ball being low, the ball was high to Paulo's left and just ripped into that top corner. But that's what Ian Bennett can do. I've said it all game. That's what he can do. Give him a sniff and he'll make it pay.
As I said, Bennett's second in the MASL last year with 47 goals. And he gets his first of the season.
Hey fans, the Ambush will be back
on
here
the power play
next Sunday, December 8th. It is Star Wars night here at the Family Arena. Get tickets by
so the Ambush now with all to do. The Ambush can't panic either. They know they can run with this team. Just keep it close. Keep making opportunities. You need to step up being clinical. They need to make these opportunities pay. But they can't panic. Their heads can't drop. They can't lose any morale.
Just moving the ball very well as they're trying to get it down to Puchar. He gets off a man in front, trying to get to St. Louis. That went just behind him, though. And now St. Louis is going to get the foul, knocking down Vandegrift in front.
Good passage of play, though, from the Ambush leading up to that foul by St. Louis, though.
Rafa and the referee were exchanging words real quick. Now he's going to make it start with it in his own box. He has to go back to his own line as well. And now we will resume play. Vandegrift got a little pepper on Puchar. Now Ian Bennett tried the spinorama, it didn't work. Now Puchar above a deal and tried to get to St. Louis. That was off his foot. Now the Wave working with it in their own end. Herrera cuts right through the middle. Nobody around him. Herrera meets Dos Santos and is upended.
Good play by Douglas Dos Santos there.
Sends up Puchar. Nice play, Duduka. Beautiful spinorama move by Duduka. Then Puchar's taken down and he's in some pain as that's going to be a foul on Milwaukee.
That was on number 23, Daniel Chamali, his first of the half, third of the game.
Good reaction from the Ambush since going down, though. Again, the heads haven't dropped.
One-man wall. Felipe a long shot as it beat Ferdinand, almost beat Rafa as a long shot's taken by Almeida.
Almeida saw his name in lights there. He went from it from a good distance. Good shot from Felipe as well from a similar distance.
Did you remember to set out the trash?
I forgot, but I'll get it.
47 left in it.
And I'm sure you remember that tomorrow's our anniversary, right?
Sure I did, honey.
Yeah, he did it. I mean, it was always on the cards.
Oh, did you remember to notify Missouri 1 call to have the underground utilities marked?
They don't have
forgot.
They know they've got goals in there.
But I need to do that before we get started.
Fred, there are some things in this world you should never forget.
Copies of each.
And that's one of them.
Lite,
You're right.
I think kind of surprised Paulo that he was able to just not only shoot from that angle, but get the power on it that he did. But you give Ian Bennett that much time, he's going to make you suffer. But again, the ambush they've reacted well. They've had the majority of possession since then, but just a bitter pill, I suppose. You know that Milwaukee needed 2 opportunities and they've scored 2 goals.
The ambush had a big push. He was moving the ball really quickly right after that second goal. They got right back on and got a couple of good chances as well, it seemed. Where Rafa has played well in that, as you said, usually the backup for this Milwaukee Wave team, but Lemos out with a lower body injury that he sustained during training.
Diaz has spilled a couple. You know, he's led to a couple of rebounds. And if I was the ambush, and it's easy for me sitting here 60 feet away from the field, I would shoot on sight and hope that he's going to give up a rebound to someone there who's just poaching. But again, easier said than done.
Saliete is going to start for his team off the boards, calls up Ferdinand. Ferdinand loses it to Tony Walls. JT is going to go off for a change, sends it back to Paulo though. So out comes McGee. Felipe and Paulo go back and forth.
And now it's the ambush being patient.
Send it forward, trying to find Duduka against the boards. He's slowly able to settle it, cuts to the middle, trying a shot that just missed. That's coming forward, Felipe couldn't get a boot on it.
Deserved better there, to be fair to the new guy. Blue card from it.
Blue card. Paulo got sent down hard to the ground by Ian Bennett, and the whole ambush bench just rose up the second that happened, wanted that call. Paul appears to be okay, and the biggest opportunity for the ambush comes here as the Wave's best player will be out.
Well, if ever there was a time the ambush needed 2 minutes with a man advantage, now is it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your ambush are on the power play.
Paul knocked that ball away long before he got there.
As you said, the ambush bench were all up in arms. They knew. And the referee didn't take long to put his hand in his pocket. You knew what was coming.
Ambush 44% on the power play last year. Big chance here is that was Dos Santos trying to send towards the middle, but goes off a Wave player. The ambush ball is the Milwaukee Wave penalty kill last year, 52%.
Let's make a little noise for your ambush power play. Let me hear you.
So Dos Santos surveys what he has to Almeida. McGee waits, the shot taken, blocked in front by Oliveira. No, once again.
Big block from Oliveira. He knew that was a big block. He was pumped after getting in the way of that ball.
Santos waits now. Blow the whistle.
Dos Santos just took the kick too soon. The referee wasn't ready, so we'll go back and do it again.
This time they're going to switch it up on the Wave, as McGee will take it. Almeida, the lone man on the far side. He gets set up. Tony Walls the shot, and that goes off the glass just near the corner of the net. And that shot by Tony Walls will go just out of play, as he was looking for Almeida on that near side.
Tony Walls looks really settled in this team.
Minute 35 left in the ambush power play as Rafa will just clear it all the way down the boards. Paul has to come out of his net to play, and now chugging forward is Almeida. Lucas Almeida waits. Back and forth he goes with McGee. Now down for Tony Walls. Almeida again. They leave it for Walls. Back up top now McGee. Almeida, far side Dos Santos. Down low, settled by the chest of Tony Walls. He was bothered a bit by Oliveira. Gets over to Almeida. Oh, a shot goes off the glass and then bounces off the top of the net. Although Walls headed it in, that's not going to count. 48 seconds remain on this ambush power play.
Tell you what, that's just touched a little bit of net and called it dead, but sneaky little finish by Tony.
Two heads back and forth. Almeida challenges and knocks the ball away from Chamali, and then
that's a blue card against
Duduka, that is.
Yeah, he can't be doing that. He just absolutely slammed Chamali into the boards.
Well, then they went. Don't think that door was quite done right, as he just got sent right through it. So we will play 4-on-4 for 38 seconds. And then the Wave will go back to the power play.
And another 38 seconds.
I think that's a little inexperience at having the walls there. Excuse me.
So a lot of field to work with. Sambashov, McGee, Tony Walls, Felipe, and St. Louis. So Duduka's first 2-minute penalty, or first blue card rather, for his MSL career. Rafa holds on to it for a bit, then sends it forward off the boards. No one's there yet. Racing after it is McGee, going up against Ferdinand. McGee off the boards, able to find St. Louis. Him and Liete will go back and forth, and as St. Louis falls down, that's going to be a foul on the Wave. Liete's not happy about that.
He shouldn't be happy about that. I think Stephen St. Louis sold that well.
That was on number 77, Marcio Liete.
Stephen St. Louis doing his job there real well. There wasn't much on for him, and he got something. He got a free kick out of it.
And we should have two men back there. McGee fakes it. Now Felipe waits, backs up, takes a shot off the boards, goes right back to the Wave.
Big stop there from Tony.
Tony got it with his heel. Now here comes St. Louis trying to cut to the well. He's taken down by Chamali, and that has to be a blue card. It will. So right as that penalty against Ian Bennett expires, they will head right back to the box. Now we'll have 4-4 again, this time in minute 21.
Well, Stephen St. Louis was on he was on his own there, and Chamali knew it. It's a denial of a goal scoring opportunity.
We're going to have a shootout here.
Taking the shootout for the ambush, number 70, McGee. Family Arena, everybody on your feet.
This is a big opportunity here for the ambush. Everyone staying behind the 50-yard or the halfway marker.
Let's make some noise.
It'll be McGee versus Rafa.
Most exciting play in indoor soccer.
And here it is, looking to tie it. Waits for the whistle. He gets it. McGee stepping in. He goes around, and a great play by Diaz to knock that loose. Taking it right back. Here's Dos Santos. Waits. Sending it down to Felipe, and Fred Almeida couldn't get a foot on it.
Quality save by Rafa Diaz. He just got enough to put McGee off.
McGee and Paula have to set back up now with a minute to go. On the penalty to Duduka. Tony Walls off the board, trying to set in front. Dos Santos couldn't get there in time. As now Ian Bennett meets Lucas Almeida. Dos Santos, nice touch to McGee. Almeida to a wide open Dos Santos. They open it up as St. Louis comes out. McGee waits. Now St. Louis goes around Ian Bennett, tries to beat him into the corner. And now pulls up over to Dos Santos, a shot, and that's blocked in front, sent right back into the Wave bench.
I think the ambush can take a lot of heart since going 2-1 down, honestly. They're really trying to take this game to the Wave. They know they can get back in it. They can't leave the back door open, though.
Bennett will be exchanged for Ferdinand. He's told to back up to his dismay. Lucas Almeida trying to head fake Grable. Almeida will just have to send it back with just 5 seconds left until the ambush take the man advantage. Off his chest, St. Louis trying to cut towards the middle, takes down 2 Wave players, tries to send it towards the middle. Ruff has to dive forward as the ambush will now have a power play for 30 seconds.
And the ambush are now on the power play for the next 30 seconds.
And sent up. McGee couldn't settle that. Has to work quickly though. It's going to be Chamali coming out of the box. Almeida down for Felipe. Him and McGee go back and forth. Now back to McGee, and he has to send all the way back to Paulo, as that's gonna, looks like it's gonna extend the time on Chamali's penalty. And here it comes, but right as that, Felipe sends it to St. Louis. Couldn't get his boot on it. Almeida waits, and a good little play by Bennett to knock that ball away. Sending down Almeida, and that's going to be a foul on Ian Bennett. He is not happy about that at all.
Well, it was still a foul, though. He can be unhappy as he wants. But he sent Almeida spilling onto the ground.
Duduka, who is serving the ambush penalty, heads off to the bench. It's Pepe now. We play 5-on-5 soccer once again. Paulo sends it all the way forward. Able to find St. Louis, but that ball bounced just a bit too much and goes out of play.
I know people will look at the score and go, oh, you know, they've dropped 2 goals here in the third quarter. But the amateur, there's a lot to be encouraged by. The passing's crisp, they're making opportunities, they're running well, their touches are pretty good. I think they've had a lot of shots go wayward and hit the boards, hit the glass, and they need to be better at having a poacher in the middle just to stick those rebounds away.
St. Louis whiffed on a shot. It's going to go the other way for the Wave. Alex Bradley trying to send it to Chamali. He's taken down hard by Pepe, and that's just going to be a foul on Pepe.
Ambush foul at 33. Pepe
it will be Wave ball in the ambush end.
They're calling for a blue card there, but there was no, it was just a regular foul by Pepe.
Last minute play in this quarter.
Let's see. That's Viega holding up 2 and still arguing with the ref wanting that. Is Chamali might need a head off. Yeah, he's still a bit shaken up after that. He hit the ground hard.
I think that is compounded by the fact that the Duke has sent him through the boards not 5 minutes ago. It was just a regular foul from Pepe. There's no malice involved.
So Wave will restart with it. Viega. Oliveira back to Stuart Grable. Viega again almost gets it stolen by Marcos. Now St. Louis pressuring, and Pepe takes it away. Tries to chip it forward. Stolen by Pepe once again. St. Louis, couple players tripped up, and the Wave come away with it. Viega back for Bradley. Now Max Ferdinand. Ferdinand cuts the middle, a shot, and a diving save by Paulo.
Straight down his throat. That'll do Paulo's confidence some good after being beaten in the corners by Liete and Bennett recently.
St. Louis still leading shots 14-10 in the dying seconds of this third quarter. Getting it down, trying to find JT. JT couldn't get a hold of it as it was rolling towards Marcos. And now Ferdinand with 3 seconds left might take one last shot, and it cuts towards the middle and taken away by Marcos to end the third quarter, where the Wave take the lead 2-1.
Keep it close.
Get ready. Get close.
I said keep it close.
Time for the Schnucks
2-1. I mean, I look back and a lot of naysayers that go, they gave up 2 goals in that third quarter, and they had the lead and they've let it go. There's a lot to be encouraged by.
Shop smarter. The Schnucks Rewards app puts hundreds of exclusive new coupons in your hand each week. Get the app that gets you.
And What concerns me though is, especially in the away games in Milwaukee last
Shop smarter. The Schnucks Rewards app organizes your shopping list by aisle, remembers what you like, and is always with you. Get the app that gets you.
In this fourth quarter, we've got to keep it close and just try and take something. Take a goal from everything. It can be an own goal. It can come off someone's backside. We don't care. We just need a goal to get it level.
I am going to pick an apple that is...
And during this break, we'd like to remind everybody, the Ambush would like to thank Mitre USA for providing today's match balls. Mitre, founded in Huntersville, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Mitre is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. The MASL and Mitre share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Mitre's Astro Division ball is the official game ball for MASL League play. Mitre's Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight path than the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make it play more efficiently in arena soccer. We also like to remind you that the MASL has a podcast that will return for the 2019 season. Join us as we talk to players, officials, and coaches from across the league and take you behind the scenes of the MASL. Check out MASLsoccer.com to listen to past episodes and subscribe to the official MASL podcasts on Apple Podcasts. So just finishing up the Schnucks Apple Toss here at the Family Arena. You're watching The Ambush on MASL TV. You can catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.tv. Matt, as you were saying beforehand, definitely the Ambush not only keeping the pressure coming, but it seems their opportunities are growing in this third quarter, or at least grew.
They were outscored by 2 goals, but again, I think if you take away the fact that we went the finishing from the Ambush concerns me a little. They've been a little wayward.
Sports Bar and Grill.
They need to find more goals.
Use promo code AMBUSH online for a buy one get one free cheesesteak. The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Stay posted.
They're causing turnovers in the Wave third, but I've said this. The Wave have been here. They know it. They bought the T-shirt. They find a way to win games, and they're not concerned right now.
And we hope to see you there.
They're consummate professionals in being able to close games out, and they'll be looking to play a steady 15 and close this game out and get on the road back north. I think the bigger test for the Ambush is tomorrow night in Kansas City, coming on short rest, because I still think the Wave of the team to beat in this division. It'll be a race for second place between ourselves and the Comets, just as it was last year. I think that the bigger yardstick will be tomorrow night in Kansas City. See how we play against Kansas City.
2 teams that really went back and forth last year with wins.
We won the season series against them, but they got the ultimate prize in playing postseason.
Now Duduka was pushed up against by Viega, and he sounds like he understands that call. Seemed very curious between the two of them as the Ambush are going to take over.
First and a half, second in the game.
Well, Viega, he's not shy about letting his opinions known towards the officials, I'll tell you that.
Felipe with Bennett blocking. Does a smart thing, gets it away from Ian Bennett. Bobadilla knocks down a Wave player, and then they call the penalty. That's going to be a 2-minute call and a blue card.
He had a long way to go, but he was the last man. Pashar was the last man, and that's Pashar, right?
That's Pashar, yes.
A 23 and a 13 look similar from this distance. I was about to say Bobadilla. But, Pashar was the last man. He had to go. It's a blue card.
Ambush, 2-minute penalty to number 23, Jonathan Pachar.
So the Ambush head right back to the penalty kill. The Wave already 1 for 1 so far tonight.
And what a goal it was by Bennett. You know, and even if Milwaukee don't score in this 2 minutes, it's still 2 minutes off the clock that the Ambush don't really have much of an opportunity to get anything going. Again, it's just professionalism, being able to close a game out.
Long heave by Paulo, trying to find St. Louis. Can't get around Rafa. Now he does the shot, and a good save by Viega rather. And then he's able to knock it away as Rafa was getting his composure back. St. Louis from behind, able to take it, no call.
St. Louis.
And he really wants a call. That's Oliveira. He was not happy.
And just as I was saying, you know, it's 2 minutes where the Ambush couldn't get anything going. That was a great chance from St. Louis. Held the ball up well, managed to turn, get something on it, and almost snuck in with a short-handed goal.
Down in the corner for Ian Bennett, back for Liete. Liete again from Viega. Sends it towards the middle, over to Bennett, the shot in front, and an easy tap in by Ferdinand.
And that's meat and drink to the Milwaukee Wave. 2 for 2 on the night in the power play. And that was just far too easy.
Number 26, Ian Bennett.
And a beautiful pass by Bennett.
You know, I could score that from that distance.
Ewan's got that from that distance.
I could finish that. I'm clinical from 4 inches out. And now I need to see a reaction from the Ambush. It's not a 1-goal game anymore. Now I want to see them start motoring.
It's going to be Almeida with it. Apollo tried to get it to Almeida, and then it's stolen. Correa came way out, and now the shot was taken far way out by Grable.
Duarte was on the line. He kind of took a deflection and started looping over everyone.
They're going to give him a blue card. It looks like the Wave will, as Duarte went down. But perhaps it could be on the Ambush.
Penalty shot also. I'm not sure that. We'll have to see a replay on that to find out what happened. But I think they're calling a handball maybe? The fans are not happy about it.
Which will lead to a shootout for the Milwaukee Wave.
So it's called on Paulo. Okay.
Maybe he handled it outside the box. I've not seen a replay, so I'm not sure exactly what happened there. But what I am sure about is that Max Ferdinand here has a chance to get his second goal in 2 minutes.
He had 15 last season for the Wave. Now Everton went out. He left the bench to go start to talk to the ref. They pushed him back into the bench to discuss it with him. And he is not happy.
Everton still thinks he's a player and can go on the field.
Exactly. That's exactly. Well, maybe he has a uniform under that, just in case.
I don't know. He looks sharp in that suit, though. I'll give him that much.
He looks great.
Well, it'll be scant consolation if Max Ferdinand makes it 4 for the Wave here. And this is what I was worried about. You know, we saw it all last season. The Ambush would keep it close to the 3rd, and then the Wave would just start pulling away in the 4th, and they just wouldn't stop.
So it'll be a free kick and 2 minutes as Corey Adamson will serve the penalty for the Ambush. And Liete got a big jump there, I was going to say, and they're going to call this one back as he was already to Ferdinand before he even took the shot.
He was close to the ball and Ferdinand was.
Well, they're going to keep an eye on him definitely, and Liete gets an encroachment warning. Now here comes the whistle again. Ferdinand waits, gets it over to Liete, and it didn't work. And Paulo able to stop it. So the second try, they knew it was coming, and now McGee moves it forward to Pepe. Pepe fresh off the bench on the penalty kill. Pepe trying to block Ferdinand. Good play by McGee, but Ferdinand stays with it. Gets it between the legs of Felipe, and here comes Ian Bennett. Bennett in the shot, just missed wide. Felipe trying to get around Chad Vandegrift, can't do so. He settled down back with Liete.
And again, the Wave are just going to slow it down. They know they've got time on their side, the score's on their side, the amount of players on the field's on their side.
And a quick spin around shot, and that went off of, I believe, Dos Santos and went out of play. So it is going to be a Wave corner. Max Ferdinand to take it. There's just a minute 06 left on the Wave power play. Ferdinand waits to Bennett, and a hard shot, just barely missed, hit the crossbar rather hard. Now Ferdinand, nice little touchdown to Oliveira, tried to get it in front to Ian Bennett, unable to do so. That was Dos Santos blocking. Felipe and Pepe up top defending for the ambush. Now Bennett, a spin around shot, blocked and then saved by Paulo. Him and McGee go back and forth. Pepe has to step forward, a dangerous play in his own box. Cuts all the way around. Ian Bennett able to get up to St. Louis.
The ambush were playing with fire there, but good work in the end by Pepe. He just managed to run around everybody. He's heart in the mouth time up here in this booth.
Duarte pressuring from behind, and then walk right at Oliveira. Just right down Broadway.
He just walked it right in, didn't he? It's good goal. He just kind of held everyone up and saw the goal right in front of him, was able to blast it past Paulo.
With just 12 seconds left on the power play, they get another power play goal.
Consummate power play from the Milwaukee Wave. They took a bunch of time off the clock, and then with 10 seconds to go thereabouts, they get the goal to widen the gap.
And Everton, a bold move to try and get his team working early, as Paulo is going to head off, and out to be the extra man wearing the gray pullover is Lucas Almeida. He was the extra man last year for the ambush.
Well, it's a long way back from the ambush here, but why not? So you can get something going.
Nothing to lose as send it down to Felipe. Now Tony Walsh tried to spin around off of Viega, and then Ian Bennett's going to go for it all. Not going to come close, though, as they'll give Almeida all the time in the world, all the space, as he gets up to McGee. McGee down to Felipe. Crosses it, Lucas Almeida. Almeida to McGee. McGee, nice middle of the field pass to Duduka. Try to send it off the glass, and then that's going to be reversed by the Wave. One bounce, but not going to be enough to go out of play. McGee has Almeida step forward. Almeida has a lot of time. Bennett's there, and he got a foot on it. Kuchar went up with it with Jamali, and then went out of play. Kuchar can't steal it from Bennett. 10 minutes to play as it's Chamali. The Wave are just doing what they do best, just holding on to it in their own end.
Absolutely. They're just going to close the game out, limit the opportunities that they give the ambush. They don't have to chase anymore, the Wave.
McGee gets it from Paulo up to Tony Walls. Walls able to get past one man, and he goes into the corner with it, trying to send out front to JT, unable to do so. Taking it over and sending it all the way down the field is Santos. And now here comes Paulo back. So Almeida gets a little rest. And the ambush sent out the extra man, but Paulo is quite a boot from distance, how we've seen in the past.
Yeah, he's comfortable past halfway. Obviously, goalies can't go past halfway until the fourth quarter now. He used to be a regular in his first year coming past halfway line. He got caught out a couple of times, and I think the rule change helped him in having to stay back, but he wasn't shy about moving forward, and he likes a rip from distance, does Paulo.
Almeida back in for Paul. Long shot. That went through a lot of traffic, but just went wide. St. Louis, beautiful touch over to Almeida. Down into the corner, Puchar. All the way over to St. Louis again, far side. Great passing by the ambush, keeping the Wave guessing. Into Duduka, tried to touch it off, and now it's in front. Puchar looking for his first at the MASL and couldn't get all of it as Rafa corralled it. Chamali to Bennett. Bennett knows he's got Almeida, and then a hard shot off the boards.
I did not envy Almeida facing that shot from Ian Bennett right there.
Almeida in it for McGee. Now Felipe. Duduka, now Felipe again. Good movement by the ambush. Over Felipe, wide open, heads it down out of the air, walls up high. And then Alex Bradley's going to grab it. Able to knock it up the boards. McGee doing a good job holding on to it, keeping it away from Ferdinand. In front, Wall's a great chance. And then Puchar was challenging, but the Wave cleared out of harm's way. Duduka into the boards. Able to get to Wall, or Felipe rather, spin around shot. Didn't look like his feet were placed. He goes out.
Timeout on the field. Nice passage of play with the extra guy for the ambush. But
are you ready for this? If you give this trivia question,
good practice for the Wave on defense. I think they're using this as a bit of a training session for their defenders.
Who plays Mr. Rogers?
Really good 45 minutes from the ambush. You know, they lost their way here at the beginning of the fourth quarter. But really, really good 45 minutes at least.
Now you've got 2 tickets to go to the movies.
And,
you go ambush.
You know, if I'm going to talk to someone like Duduka or Puchar, not every team they're going to come across is of the Wave's quality. They're going to have their chances. They're going to have their moments in this league. You know, you're not going to come across quality teams like the Milwaukee Wave every single game. But it is a trial by fire. You know, if you want to be the best in the league, you've got to be able to run with the Milwaukee Wave. They're going to be a hard team to knock off their perch this season.
The ambush break their huddle. The ambush seem to be getting really good passes together, getting open in the corners, but as you said, still just the Wave are pressuring every time at the perfect moment to stop that finish.
They just know what to do. They just know what to do. They're well drilled. They're well coached. Quality players, and they've got the players that can punish teams. But you know, I mean, I'll sit here and I'll talk about Ian Bennett. I'll sit here and I'll talk about Max Ferdinand. But they've got some absolute grinders out there. Chamale, Lite, Grable, Oliveira. You know, the supporting cast are just as important. You know, Chad Vandergriff, he's got, 18 family members here watching him today?
Yes, 18.
You know,
what timing, too, not to mention, being a St. Louis and you play the ambush 8 times a year, happens to be the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh, perfect timing, eh?
He said he came in with the team and then was with family. They will leave right after the game tonight along with the ambushes. They don't have too long of a trek, just have to go across I-70 to Kansas City.
You know, I know it's the nature of the beast in this league, but playing 2 quality teams back to back, having to travel, it is rough on the legs, and it makes me wonder if, you know, the likes of Mike Sharp and Vadim Kodjakov, who are not dressed tonight, if Everton is saving their legs for tomorrow. You know, because it's got to be tough on those legs. Play 2 tough games in 2 nights. You know, you can't do much rehabbing on a bus.
You can try. You can go into the aisles, but there's only so much space there as well.
You know, yeah, all the teams have to do it, so, you know, it is what it is in this league.
Apollo to McGee. Pressured by Grable. Has to fall back some more to Paulo, and then goes off of Bennett's head, goes wide, and then Paulo falls down. Bennett reconvenes, tries a shot now, bicycle kick, he scores! Are you kidding me? Ian Bennett putting on a show. That's 5-1 for the Wave.
That's what the man can do to you. And just like Andre Hayne 2 years ago, we get to see something special from the Milwaukee Wave. I'm just in awe of the man.
I think Ambush fans can't help but clap at that. That is something else.
His second game was scored by number 20.
You called it, man. Putting on a show. And then you just have to sit back and admire him. I wish he was in teal, but unfortunately he's in yellow. Those goals should be worth more than the 2-foot tap in that Max Ferdinand had, you know.
Kind of like with the old 4-point?
Yeah. The old 3-point goal from past the line.
Well, a panel of judges decide if it's worth it.
Yeah, like figure skating.
Exactly. Pepe trying to get one here. Pushed up against by Chamali.
See, if we were the Spanish broadcaster, we'd still be shouting goal.
They seem to be, they're talking, so I don't know not sure what they're saying, as we discussed before, but as that was Marcos in front, seemed a bit loose on that left foot, but still got the shot off. Oh, Pepe getting down Corey Adamson, and they lose it. Almeida dives, and he was the last line of defense. And he comes in and a shot by Pereira, and he had the easy goal. 6-1 on the empty netter.
That's still not as good as what Ian Bennett just did.
No.
It still counts the same, 6-1, and it's all falling apart here in the last quarter here for the Ambush. But they're chasing the game. They're leaving themselves wide open at the back. They have to take half. The Ambush have to take half in the first 45 minutes they had in this game. They kept it close, but it's the same story. I mean, the Milwaukee Wave just know how to win games. You know, a 45-minute game is not enough.
Just 5 minutes to go as the Wave have completely opened this one up. Ambush making some changes. There was some miscommunication of who was changing. That St. Louis comes out. And Adamson back for Almeida. Well, one thing that's definitely going to be taken from this game, not only from the Wave, but every other team watching, especially the comments, is they're getting some tape on Duduka tonight.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, it's a bit rough. As I said, he's been thrown into the deep end here against the reigning champions. But not every defense is going to be as good as this Wave defense. Not every defense is going to be disciplined and not give him the space that he's going to need to score goals in this league. And I feel that he's the type of player that when he gets one, he'll start getting a hatful. Good shot there by Dos Santos there. Diaz with the save. And Diaz is pumped. He still wants to keep, he doesn't want to concede any more goals. You know, he's fighting for his job, Diaz. You know, he's fighting for his place. You know, he knows where he wants to make it tough for Josh Lemos to get back in this team when he comes back.
So far, only a 1-goal allowed performance, and I think after that it'd be hard to find a reason to put Lemos in.
But he's always come in and done a job, Diaz. You know, he played a couple of games last year.
It's where your story comes to life. Trust CertaPro painters to create the perfect setting as each new chapter unfolds. We're easy to work with, and our professional painters deliver the highest level of service. So wherever life leads, your home follows. CertaPro painters. We do painting. You do life. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com.
In Kansas City, it's going to be the Ambush versus the Comets, another divisional matchup before the Ambush head back home once again for a 4-game homestand. First on Sunday, December 8th at 5 against this Milwaukee Wave team once again, then followed by Sunday, December 15th at 3:05 against the Kansas City Comets, and then a new team coming in on Friday, December 27th, right after Christmas at 7:35. It's the Tacoma Stars making their way to St. Louis.
I'll guarantee they're not doing it on a bus.
I would hope not. I would hope not. Then following that will be once again, you guessed it, Kansas City on Tuesday, December 31st. The New Year's game at 3:05. That game will be against the men across I-70.
And those are the key games. You get what you can get against the Milwaukee Wave. If you can manage to scrape a win, great. But it's the Kansas City games that you need to win. It's the Floridas, the Orlandos, the Tacomas. Those are the key games. Those are the games that determine whether you're a playoff team in this league or not.
The Ambush really seemed to be going back and forth last year with the Kansas City Comets for that second spot in the playoffs, but the Florida Tropics are going to be pressuring a lot this year, and they're going to be someone on the Ambush radar.
For sure. They have improved greatly. They've improved greatly. I mean, any team with Zach Reggett, Gordy Gerson, Antonio Manfoot, they're going to be quality going forward. It's a tough league. Every team that the Ambush is going to face is going to be oaf. And there's the 7th. And we were in full flow about talking about other matters, and Bradley just went forward and slotted it home into the corner. Yes. Past Lucas Almeida. Not much he could do there, Lucas.
A very quick shot for Alex Bradley, as he's going to get his first of the year. He had 13 last year for the Milwaukee Wave, as Paulo heads right back into the net. Almeida takes off that extra penny, so looks like Paulo will be in here for the last 3:30.
Well, you know, if you're going to be slaughtered for a sheep, you may as well be slaughtered for a lamb. The Ambush have had Almeida on the field in the grey jersey for the best part of this fourth quarter, with the Ambush trying to get something back, and the Wave have just picked them off. It's a little harsh. I think the score's a little flattering. But it's been an excellent game by the Wave. They didn't panic when they went one down.
I don't think anybody watching that first quarter would have anticipated the game to end the way it has, but it goes in front for St. Louis, who's looking for JT.
But the Wave have that in their locker that they can do this to a team.
As now it's Viega almost losing it to Babadia. And they're just creating a nice box around, but Felipe is going to be able to intercept the pass with just 2:41 left. Trying to back up Santos. Nice cross over to Bobadilla. A shot, and that was looking for it to go off the glass, but it clipped off of Chamali.
You know, I was talking to Jim Fossil, the head of media communications here at halftime, and he said, you know, the Wave are excellent at what they do. They look first. Oh, what a goal by JT! And that was born out of frustration. JT's not had much this game, but he just put his laces through that.
That just echoed through the arena when he made that.
Score by number 20, JT Thomas. Assistant by number 95, Felipe.
I was saying that the Milwaukee Wave, they'll probe, they'll be patient, they'll look for weaknesses, they'll look for where they can expose you. They'll look for if you're left or right footed. They're very, very slow and methodical, and there's a process to how they win games. Well, what's a good goal by JT?
Not a chance there for Diaz, as he was trying to keep that one goal. For 4 minutes, that might leave a bitter taste in his mouth, and the dying minutes is now Ferdinand with a lot of speed, trying to hand it off, but slipping was Weidbach. Leite's just going to touch her over Santos.
And a decent little crowd here for the first game of the season. You know, I'm glad they got something in the fourth quarter to cheer at. Really good goal, great finish by JT. More of that, JT. That was a great finish, son.
Wave send it up the middle, now down in front of the penalty box. Santos. Back to Rafa again. 90 seconds remain. Rafa looked like he was winding up for a big boot. Instead, just sends it down into the corner. Oliveira looks in front, able to pass it to Bennett. He shoots it just wide. He had the entire far side to work with there.
And that'll play on Bennett's mind. He knows that was a chance to get his hat trick. You know, he'll be as pleased as he'll be about scoring the overhead kick. He'll be like, I should have scored that.
Now Milwaukee moves forward, trying to get around him. Able to do so. Now to Bennett, looking for the hat trick. Makes Paulo wait, but Paulo able to get a piece of that with his side. 1 minute left as Mario Marcos moving forward with it. Tried to reverse it back. Instead it goes out of play.
There was a foul against Marcos, no? I think Ambush got the free kick here.
A lot of mayhem in front of the benches as everyone's changing. Felipe gets it down. Lucas Almeida. Great touch by Almeida, and then he moved towards the middle but was tripped up. That's going to be a foul on Milwaukee.
Blue card too.
Blue card.
Deliberate. I mean, it was a professional foul.
Also the Ambush.
Adamson was off to the races. And a yellow card to be set.
Star Wars night against guess who? The same Milwaukee way.
It looks like Rafa grabbed Viega and just told him to keep his cool. Put him in a bear hug and then pushed him towards the penalty box. It's a good teammate right there.
Well, Viega, I mean, we've seen him chirping away at the referee all game, and I think the referee was like, I've had enough of you. He's 7-2 up, there's no need for it. 42 seconds left, let it go, man. Get out of here with the win.
St. Louis sends it back to McGee. Back for St. Louis, trying to get... Now they send it in front to Rafa. Goes off the glass and then heaves it all the way down. Maida able to settle it. And sends it over to Paulo. Almeida to Paulo. Almeida again, 10 seconds left, still on the power play, looking for one. Almeida off his chest, bounces in front, and Diaz was there. Going to heave it forward, just going to look to throw it towards the end. Other end, and that is the end of the game. As the Milwaukee Wave defeat the St. Louis Ambush 7-2. It was a very close game. The Wave just able to pull away in that fourth quarter and do what they do best.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a carbon copy almost of the away games last season in Milwaukee. The Ambush kept it close, kept it within one goal for the first 3 quarters, and then the Ambush kind of fell apart. What I was impressed with, though, the first 3 quarters, was the Ambush were very crisp with the passing. Their touches were on point. They ran with the Wave for as long as they could, but, you know, the Wave are the champions for a reason. The Wave are the champions for a reason, and they just do what they do. Ian Bennett is just a consummate goal-scoring machine at this level, and he has a great supporting cast around him. Great goal by Leite to get them rolling. But you'd look at this score and you think it's all doom and gloom, or same old Ambush. But I've seen enough to be encouraged by, and not every team that's going to come to this family arena is going to be the Milwaukee Wave. It will be in the next home game, but after that, you know, it's those games they need to win. They've got to beat Kansas City. They've got to have to beat Tacoma. And, you know, if you can scrape a win one day against this Wave, then that's a bonus. But whether or not this Ambush team is a playoff team is going to be if they can beat the teams around them heading up the stretch, your Kansas Cities and your Orlandos and your Floridas, your Uticas. Utica, again, another good team. Every team in this league is a tough, hard team, and to win, you're going to have to bring it.
As we're going to send it down the field, Angela Sharp is with, I believe, the St. Louis native, Chad Vandegrift.
Okay. You ready for me? Me? All right, over here we've got a member of our Wave team over here now. I talked to you last year. What did you guys work on during the off season?
Well, coming off the championship, we wanted to just...
You had to throw that in there, huh?
We just wanted to stick with what we did last year. The coaching staff does a great job at giving us the game plan, so, it's our job to come out and execute. Obviously, we started off a little slow. St. Louis was fast, so we had to get our breath and get up to the game speed, but...
I was going to ask you, that was a pretty evenly matched game up and through 3. What gear did you guys shift into for 4?
I don't know. I mean, we needed to keep the ball more and have more possession. It was too up and down. So once we were moving off the ball and keeping possession, I think we started playing our game a little more.
What did you think of the huge crowd we had here tonight? You guys have your own little section over there of Waves fans, but what did you think of that whole big crowd we had?
I liked it a lot. We came in the building. I was talking to a few people, and they're like, yeah, there's going to be like 4,000 or 5,000. And, even away game, home game, that's a good crowd, so kudos to the St. Louis fans.
Well, we love it. Thank you so much. Congratulations on your win today.
Thank you.
All right, we got Felipe over here with a translator in tow. So first of all, let's talk about those first 3 periods. Those first 3 were great. So what were you guys sticking with during those first 3?
Fala que é uma coisa que precisa mudar. É a mesma coisa que aconteceu no ano passado. E tem que mudar, senão vai ser a mesma coisa que foi ano passado.
He's saying that the intensity was high. We keep it up for 3 quarters. We cannot let it drop. We need to pick it up and keep for all 4 quarters.
I like that. Well, that's something to work on for next time. Let's talk about all the ambush fans we had here today. What did you guys think about that crowd?
Muito legal. Compraram a ideia de apoiar a gente logo na primeira partida. Infelizmente, não conseguimos dar a vitória para eles.
He's very thankful for all the fans that came around. It gives us great energy. We appreciate, and we'll try harder next time.
You keep saying everybody's going to try harder. You had a pretty impressive game, even though the score doesn't really show that. What are you going to work on yourself personally for next time?
Creio que não só eu, como o time todo tem que melhorar nos momentos finais da partida, no terceiro e no quarto tempo.
He said that not only him, but everyone has to stay focused throughout the game so we can be better next time.
We like that very much. Thank you so much. He's got a T-shirt in his hand, you guys, so somebody's going to get that. And I think I'm going to wander over here.
Back up at the broadcast booth, Chad Vandegrift and Felipe speaking with Angela Sharp. And as they said, kept it close for 3 quarters, just got away from them. But the ambush, big game tomorrow. They got to get the win in Kansas City.
Absolutely. Ken Rumpfeld and that team, they had our number for a number of years, and then last year we finally clicked against Kansas City Comets, and we took it to them. And I feel the same way here against the Wave. The Wave have had our number for a while. I feel like it's just going to take one win, and then we know we can play with the Wave. Today's game, lots to take out of it. I'm not sure that Everton will be impressed at how we collapsed at the end. I mean, it was tough because, Almeida was back there playing goalie for a bit, and that kind of skewed the scoreline. But the Wave just know how to win, Patrick, and that's what they do. And that's why they're champions, and they'll keep grinding and keep grinding. They don't let off. And even when they're 4-1 up, they want more. They want more. St. Louis need to find a way to play a 60-minute game against the best teams in this league.
Well, that's it. For us up in the booth, we like to remind everybody that you can get the latest news of the MSL and your favorite teams. Make sure you are following MSL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MSL Arena on Twitter. For Matt Bird, I'm Patrick Kelly. It's the Wave 7, the Ambush 2. We'll see you next time on MSL TV.